Hey guys!
I forgot my line.
You forgot your name! Hey guys!
Tanaka here.
And Jess.
And we're back today with our first
Tea Time Talk. So our Tea Time Talks will be where we discuss different subjects, from light-hearted topics to more difficult topics such as like mental health.
This will be a friendly platform where people can share their thoughts and opinions about the topic, and we just have to remember, guys, to keep it friendly and respectful as everybody has their own opinions.
So guys, we would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on all the topics that we talk about. So if you have anything you want to share, it will be a safe community, so just comment below.
So to kick off our first Tea Time Talk, me and Jess thought that we would share like our experiences, our university, and we just wanted to share like some things that we learned and nobody really taught us. And we had a lot of struggles, and we just thought we'd give some tips to like students out there who've just maybe started uni, or some of you might have started already and you are starting now. Mostly concerning around like looking after your mental health at uni, because no one really told us like anything about that, so we never really prepared, and we just felt like it would be nice to talk about that and share like something to learn. Yeah.
So if I had known what I know now, it would have made life so much easier back then.
Yeah.
And luckily we managed to like pull through, and we had the support of like each other and
our families.
Yeah, our families. Yeah. Let's get to it. So this first video is going to be a few tips, and then our second video we're going to break it up because we have so much to say about our uni life. It's going to be about like organising yourself, so specifically like focusing on like your essay and how to just stay organised and like manage your time well. So the first topic that we wanted to share with you guys is like the public transport, sort of like commuting versus actually living in either like halls or rented place with other flatmates.
Because they both actually do affect your well-being.
You're not so sure.
I don't know why I looked at you like that. Yeah, because like there's both like pros and cons to both, and they both do affect your well-being.
As mentioned previously in our other Devil's Dyke video, Tanaka and I, we went to Kingston Uni, and literally the journey there was horrendous. Like there were train delays, there was, oh my gosh, anything would get in the way of us arriving there early. So that's something to bear in mind, like the journey there, because when you get to uni you really want to be like on point and on the ball. So I decided like mid-uni that I think it was first year, that I would move out for a few months. Yeah, and I just found it so expensive. It was so unnecessary, and the commute wasn't that bad, and so in hindsight I probably wouldn't have moved out, but it was only like 5-6 months, and you kind of get to experience the uni life more because you can have like a social life.
Yeah, compared to like when you're commuting via like public transport and stuff, you tend to not have as much of a social life, because most of the clubs started like late in the evening, and depending on where you live, you can't really attend some of those social events, because sometimes it can take, you have to consider the journey back home. It can take like up to 3 hours back home. Like I struggled with like trains, like train delays. Sometimes I have to take 4 trains back home, and it was just a nightmare. If I had like a lecture at 9 AM in the morning the next day, I just would not be bothered to wake up and like make my way back.
Yeah, it'd be so difficult.
Well, when I was driving, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, but then parking as well.
Parking
that's something
is
to be
an issue,
mindful.
especially in Kingston.
Especially in Kingston, you can get a lot of parking fines if you don't park in the right place.
God knows how many tickets.
Oh my god.
My parents had to. No, I paid them myself.
Strong, independent women.
Exactly. So I usually wanted to join like some sports clubs, like they would do like the girls like football clubs and tennis clubs, but I could never really stay to attend any of those because clubs would finish like at 7, so I'd have to start making my way back home around 8, 9, so I'd get home around 11, and that didn't really work well considering if you have lectures at like 9 AM.
So that concludes our first topic of public transport and commuting versus living out in halls.
So moving on to the next topic, we're going to be talking about our experience with healthy eating and eating junk and how that affected our like well-being as well as like just our physical health.
I think because when you're at uni you tend to not cook as much, and you might just resort to like fast food because it's convenient and like accessible and whatnot. But what I found that really helped me was to eat healthily. Not eat healthy every day, like not have salads 24/7, but you know, just balance it out.
Yeah.
Because junk food can make you feel really good, like for about an hour, and then afterwards it'll make you feel a bit groggy, and it would give me like massive breakouts because back then I was vegetarian, so I'd literally buy like 2 packets of baby bells, I know it's so bad, and just scoff them like in my room. But then, yeah, as time went by, even like in my masters, like I just felt I was eating too like unhealthy, and it would really impact like my mental health. So I started trying like to cook more, and I'd cook for like my flatmates and everything because it would bring us all together. So like with that being said, it just generally like made me feel better to eat healthily.
So yeah, adding on to what Jess just said, I found that like healthy eating really had a positive impact on my IBS. For those who don't know what that is, IBS is like irritable bowel syndrome. It can be triggered by like intense stress, and a lot of people really like suffer with it. So the doctors didn't really have anything for me to like get rid of it. They just said like you have to change your diet and just eat healthy and watch what you eat. So yeah, so obviously studying at uni as well, you know, it's very stressful. So yeah, I had to like cook for myself as well and just eat better, and then that's when I became like vegetarian and then like vegan as well, because like those foods tended to be they're like plant-based, so it was just like really healthy food, and it had such a massive improvement on my health, and my IBS went from like really severe to like very minimal as well. If I'd realised this sooner when I was like doing my GCSEs and A-levels, I would have had such a better experience studying as well. So yeah, eating well really does improve like your physical health, and that makes you, it did help me study a lot better as well, for sure.
But I think it improves your mental health as well.
Yeah, it does, for sure. Exactly. So obviously like your mind and body are connected, so if you look after your body, it makes your mind better, and vice versa as well, so you have to balance them out really well.
Like when I became vegetarian, I felt like I was resorting to eating quite a lot of cheese, and that actually had quite a bad impact. So when I became vegan, it literally gave me so much more energy and everything, and I wish I'd known it sooner.
But yeah, to conclude, if you want like ideas for some healthy recipes, stay tuned and watch out for our cooking videos as well, as we make vegan based meals that are there to mainly improve like your well yeah, you get the gist.
Yeah.
Anyways,
healthy
eating,
yes.
Eat healthy.
Eat healthy, be vegan. Jokes.
So yeah.
Okay, so our third topic we wanted to discuss with you guys was asking for support, because I think it is so essential to get support as much as you can. There's so much at uni, like when you're there you don't really make use of it, maybe in like the first year or something, and then you realise, oh wow, like there's so much, so many resources, like lecturers can help out so much with like utilise your supervision as much as you can, because that helps so much, like especially with dissertations and everything.
And they actually have people you can go to who can read your work at uni as well.
Yeah, like
and they're like for free.
Yeah.
Like they do it for free, and as Jess said, like utilising your resources. I would say that even in my second and first year, I didn't really use all those resources, especially like asking for help. Like uni, I think all unis provide like free counselling as well, and I know when people hear the word counselling, they're like, no, I don't need it, you know, this and that. But
it's quite taboo.
yeah. But when you're at uni, like, you know, you're not just focused on your studying. You've got a lot going on in your personal life and your work life as well. And sometimes it can be difficult to balance everything, and you might just need help to know how to shift through everything in a positive way and manage that stress. And I think the counsellors, I wish I'd used those facilities when I had them at my disposal, because I think I would have had such a better experience and like just managing my stress a lot more.
Why not?
They're there to support you, that's
yeah.
what they're there for.
Definitely.
And I feel like I was quite ignorant thinking I could handle everything on my own.
So on the topic of like support, there's also at like almost every uni like free sexual health advice, and it's best to get that support during like uni, and they can provide you with whatever you need at the time, and if you have any issues, like I'm sure they've seen it all, so yeah, it's best to seek advice.
And they've heard it all,
well.
so
yeah.
You shouldn't be embarrassed.
Yeah.
If it's like something you need to talk about, you should definitely go, because
Yeah,
a lot of
sort it
things happen at uni, and you if you need to speak up about something, or you just need advice or help, whether it's like something serious or just something light, just not be embarrassed and you need to go.
It's better to do it like sooner rather than later, and yeah, just don't be embarrassed. So next thing we want to discuss is taking a lot of breaks.
Yes.
Because you shouldn't feel guilty for it. You really need to rest up, and you can't consistently do something.
Yeah, for sure, because we found that when we were at uni, we would always be like in the library. If we're not in the library, we're at home studying. And then when we weren't studying, we felt like so guilty that we weren't studying. But then so we'd sit down and study, but we wouldn't be studying, we'd be procrastinating and thinking about studying. And then it was just like a vicious circle. And it's not good because your brain is always like in this like working mode, and it's not good for you because you are a human being. You need to take a break. We had to learn to not feel guilty about that.
Definitely. So it's good to have that balance to increase your productivity. And what Tanaka and I did was we actually went like about 2 weeks before our dissertation. We jetted off to Venice because it was actually really near my birthday, and we were so like tempted to go away, and we just went for it, and it was literally like so needed, and it helped us so much, and like
came back feeling so rejuvenated.
We didn't think about our dissertation at all for a good 3 days, and then
our lecturers were like, what the hell, you're going away, like
and like once we got back though, we were on it, and we did our dissertations, and we did really well as well, so it really helps. Like,
take breaks. Like, I wish that in my first and second year I had learnt that, because at the end of each year I just felt, I'm not even joking, you just feel so tired, like beyond comprehension, and you feel like, oh, why am I doing this? Like, it makes you doubt yourself, like, why are you doing this? Like, you're just up to get these thoughts. But when we went away, we were like, why didn't we do this like often? Because it was just so needed.
I'm glad we realised it in the third year, because it was a bit more, it was way too intense to just keep studying. Like, it was one deadline after the other, and our dissertation and everything, we just needed to take that break, and it really, really helped. So that's an important one, guys.
And taking a break doesn't mean, because if you take a break, if you take a break, like in the same area you're studying, you can't, your mind doesn't think you're taking a break. You need to actually go somewhere else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because your mind associates that area with studying. That's what you've been doing for so long. So it's not going to relax. That's why we got into hiking and just going out and things like that, because you have to be somewhere fresh and new, a different scene, and your mind really just sort of relaxes. And that's really just good for you. You come back and you're ready to work again,
feeling more refreshed. So if you want any like hiking ideas or tips, we're gonna put loads more videos on, and we've already done one of Devil's Dyke and Seven Sisters, so students watch our videos, and we'll give you loads of different locations that you can travel to,
and they're really cheap as well, considering you're a student, you know.
Exactly, it's easy, cheap, and it'll be good to get into nature and relax. Okay, so another thing that was really important to us was getting the recommended books. So in first year, I was a bit of a nerd. I did like almost buy every single book, and on those, like, you know, those Facebook group chats, they really helped, because they sell like used books, and it was at a cheaper price. Even like Amazon did great books,
and eBay as well. On top of that, you also get student discounts, like NU cards and
like uni days and student means, and oh my gosh, that was so helpful. We'd get like discounted food. Yes.
And you can share, like, if you meet like someone, you know, you're with in the same lectures or something, you guys can split the cost of the books. Like, we did that sometimes as well, and it really helped a lot.
It could be quite lonely, like studying by yourself. And it's good actually to study with other people to keep you motivated if you're not that self-motivated as a person.
Surround yourself with good people, like, who are motivated like you, because there's so many stories of like, oh my gosh, like students just like stealing people's work, plagiarizing, using people for like the notes.
So on the topic of books, there are so many self-help books, such as Ikigai, and I found Jordan Peterson, The 12 Rules of Life, really helpful. I gave Ikigai to Tanaka for her birthday, and like we literally loved the book.
I love the book so much.
So it's really annoying that we only got the book about a year ago. I wish we had got it when we were actually studying, because it helps so much. It gives a lot of tips. It just sort of brings you like centered, down to earth, grounded.
It gives you tips about like a good diet and just like looking after yourself in general.
So the book will talk about longevity and how to increase that, and it was just such a general, like all-round uplifting book. So it talks a lot about communities and how much supportive like groups help out one another, and it just gives you a positive outlook and and some motivation. So that's definitely a great book. We will link it below if any of you want to buy it. But the last thing that we actually wanted to mention was ecotherapy and how important it is. We emphasise it in probably all of our videos, as you can see, like the fact that we love like hiking and getting into nature, and ecotherapy. We'll give more links below about it. But just to sum it up, is just getting out into nature and how much nature can improve your mental health and well-being.
It's mentioned a lot in the book Ikigai again, and a lot of communities really love that sort of therapy because it combines the love of nature with like centering yourself again. And a lot of people they don't go hiking if you don't want to go out and about. They usually just do like gardening and just like a light walk somewhere or something. Ecotherapy basically puts you in a better headspace to work, or to just if you don't feel like you want to go counselling at uni or just in general.
It's a lovely like alternative.
Yeah, you can go for like someone you trust, like a friend or a relative, just someone, and just like confide in them. And
or even you don't need to talk.
You can go by yourself.
Be one with nature, and
it just helps like massively. Like there's so much research on it, and everyone, like the majority of the people always say like after like the therapy sessions that they felt so much better.
So guys, we're coming to the end of our first video out of 2, and make sure you tune in for the second video. We've really loved sharing like our experiences and different tips to help you. We hope it helps even a little bit. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like and subscribe to our channel.
And turn on the notification button so you get alerts when we upload a new video.
Yes. Thanks for watching guys. Bye.
Bye.